So it's actually official now. It's actually finally news and not just rumors. LEGO Dimensions will no longer be developed, or is no longer being developed. So what you see here is what we get for LEGO Dimensions. They will continue to support the game in terms of keeping it running, and you'll continue to be able to buy new packs even if you get them at a significant discount. You'll still be able to add their content into your own game for the foreseeable future. I don't know how long that will go, but I would expect it to go at least another year. And plus, of course, anything that you already own, you can continue to play, hopefully indefinitely, at least as long as the console on which you bought it is supported. But this is a little bit sad. It's not unexpected, but a lot of people got a lot of enjoyment out of the LEGO Dimensions system. I know I personally got many hours of enjoyment out of it, and I barely even scratched the surface. I mean, for me, just getting this pack, the Portal level pack, with not only the story levels, which are an official sequel to the Portal series, but also the Adventure World, which has hours of enjoyment possible within it. This Midway arcade pack comes with over 20 games. I mean, you buy this thing and it might seem like it's expensive just to get this little build here with a few exclusive prints and this little dude here. Wasn't there? Yeah, I think, was this the Spy? I think this is the Spy Hunter one also. But, you know, for the volume of plastic that you get, it was really expensive. But if you actually owned the game and you actually used the content, it was definitely worth it, in my opinion. And from what I've seen, you know, I've followed people's feedback just in general out there in the internetosphere. And from what I've seen, I'd say easily the vast majority, the overwhelming majority of people who actually got LEGO Dimensions and actually played this stuff enjoyed it and primarily got enjoyment out of it. There were folks who were affected by some glitches along the way. They are definitely in the minority. You know, you never see people get on the internet to rant about how bug-free a new patch or a new release is for anything. You know, anytime something goes wrong, that's most of what you hear about. It's only natural. You know, it only makes sense. So, you know, some folks did get affected by bad things along the way, but from what I've seen, most have really enjoyed this stuff and will ultimately miss, you know, being able to get new things. However, think about all that we did get out of it. Even just looking at the plastic stuff, for me, I mean, we wouldn't have an official Chell figure were it not for LEGO Dimensions, or E.T. I mean, an official E.T. figure. I will cherish this for decades easily. As something a little bit more modern, a little bit more, you know, relevant today for younger folks. I mean, a Lumpy Space Princess, a Finn, a Jake. You know, we wouldn't be able to have things like that at all were it not for LEGO Dimensions and all of the work across different intellectual properties that went into this. Not to mention, you know, being able to actually play with this stuff in game. So I will miss the continual releases of new things. Of course, they have slowed things down over time. I got a lot of enjoyment out of my own personal very first Sonic experience with games at all, and I get a minifigure out of it as a little bonus. But the end of LEGO Dimensions did not come because of LEGO, did not come because of anything that LEGO did wrong in particular, or Warner Brothers did wrong in particular. And it didn't come because of the price that folks who, especially folks who did not actually buy into LEGO Dimensions, found to be just outrageous. You know, the price is based on the volume of plastic, of how much stuff you actually get with a given pack. The downfall really came because they were just late. Lego and Warner were just late, and Lego especially, I believe, they initiated the thought process to get this going back in 2012 or so, or 2013, when Skylanders was the thing. I mean, you'd go to, you know, a Toys R Us store, you'd go to the gaming section in Walmart or something, you just see Skylanders everywhere, and their commercials were all over the place, and you know, it was the new big thing. It wasn't the next big thing, it was the current big thing. And that's when Lego was convinced to give it a try, that was, you know, one of the next major directions for the company to get a lot of new profit and to expand their business in general. This is where kids were going, you know, games and toys to life. But they weren't able to come to market until 2015, by which time Skylanders was already crashing and Disney Infinity was out, but they were actually approaching their end as well. Disney Infinity would be ended in 2016, you know, so just a year after Dimensions even came out, the last of the rest of the Toys to Life world basically collapsed. So for them to even last through year 2, honestly, given market conditions, was a little bit of a miracle, and mostly the result of the investment already being made. But the writing was on the wall even before Dimensions came out. They had a chance to possibly save it. They kind of saved it just for themselves because they're Lego, and because they did release a pretty nice product that was different, in that, you know, you could actually build the toys, you could actually play with the toys away from the gaming system and away from the dock, you know, and you could actually pose the figures and everything. They weren't just static sculptures, basically, that you could put on a shelf and look at. You could really play with these things, and you could play with them away from their toy tags. You know, you could take, well, you didn't have Beetlejuice at that time, but later on you'd be able to get a Beetlejuice and just play with this right here, and then this could just be a figure that you could use around your Lego creations, you know, have him go up against the Star Wars Empire if you wanted, or join with it. You could have him be a Sith, and you could still play the game separately. So they brought something new, they brought something a little bit better to the table, which I think helped them to last longer than the rest, but ultimately it was just too late. If Lego had come out with this in 2012 rather than starting to think about it in 2012, then it may have been a different story, or they may have actually lasted for 3 or 4 years, maybe even 5, more likely 4, you know, longer than the 3 years that were planned for Dimensions at first. But instead, it had to come to an end at an early date. And again, it's a little bit sad, not unexpected, but if you want Lego Dimensions physical product, you know, the actual figures and such, you just want to collect those, you don't even care about the in-game content, well, now is a perfect time, as the prices have already come down, been coming down for quite a while, and with it being cut off, I'm sure that a lot of this stuff will show up on clearance sooner than later, even stuff that has not yet. So just good opportunities all around. If you've enjoyed it up to this point, then that's good. Enjoyment is a good thing. If you never got into it, but you kind of wanted to get at least some of the physical products, now you'll get to, for a much lower price. And for one last time, of course, if you already have Lego Dimensions stuff and you still play the game, you will continue to be able to play the game, so nothing really changes for you. I think that's about all I had to say about this, so thank you for watching, and thank you for your support along the way, and for your viewership of my Lego Dimensions related videos. I think this will be the last one from me, but there's still plenty of stuff to do in the Lego world, so you'll be seeing plenty more videos on other topics from me, the next of which is coming up very soon. So bye for now.